Michigan Together High School and the Lady Athletics was proud to host this Midwestern Bank Catholic Christmas Showcase. This afternoon, we welcome anyone from the city of Pittsburgh, the Central Catholic Vikings, and from the city of Baltimore, Our Lady of Mount Carmel Cougars. Let's meet the starters first for the Central Catholic Vikings. 6'2" senior guard, wearing number 2, Paladin Vento. 6'1" junior guard, wearing number 3, Enzo Khalil. He's a 5'10" junior guard, wearing number 11, Luis Ford. 6'3" senior guard, wearing number 15, Jaden Brown. And 6'5" junior forward, wearing number 24, Owen Canfield. The Vikings are coached by Brian Urso, assisted by Kyle Goldkamp and Jerry McBeacon. Now let's meet the starters for the Our Lady of Mount Carmel Cougars. 5'9" senior point guard, wearing number 3, Rob Scott. 6'2" guard, senior number 5, Mario Tatum. 6'8" forward, wearing number 21, Ralph Brudisons. He's a 6'3" junior shooting guard, number 10, Tristan Wilson. And a 6'9" sophomore center, number 33, junior Mincho. Cougars are head coach Tony Martin, assistant Ronald Scott, Ty Hardy, Kevin Breslin, and Vivian Jackson. Now, friends, for a pregame group. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, by the power of the Holy Spirit, we ask you to bless all of us, athletes, coaches, referees, and spectators. Keep us safe from injury and any harm. Instill in us respect for each other and reward us for perseverance and virtue. We ask this in the name of your Son, our Lord, Jesus Christ. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Now please rise. Sorry about that. We're ready to tip off.
And we welcome you in. It is the second of 4 games today. Our Lady of Mount Carmel is facing off against Pittsburgh Central Catholic in the McDevitt Catholic Christmas Showcase, sponsored by Mid-Penn Bank. I am Luke Brown, and I'm with you for all 8 games. This is the 6th of 8. We are in the home stretch, only varsity contests from here. Certainly a lot of fun doing these games this weekend. A lot of good basketball that we have seen. Ralph Rudisans has the first 2, and we are underway with Our Lady of Mount Carmel ahead by 2. 7:44 left to go in this first period. Enzo Khalil, he's going to dish one over. Really excited to see these two go back and forth. These might be the best 2 teams we saw yesterday. Pittsburgh Central Catholic came away with a really, really strong win against Bishop McDevitt. A heartbreaker for McDevitt. And Our Lady of Mount Carmel is going to have it on the other side. An air ball offensively for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Our Lady of Mount Carmel is off to a 10-0 run. Tristan Wilson has 2. He was really, really good in the second half yesterday before he had to be taken out with about 3 minutes remaining. 3 ball doesn't go, hits the rim and goes up high. It was shot by Enzo Khalil. Three ball again for the Vikings. Does not hit. Now one from the top of the key. Again doesn't hit. Our Lady of Mount Carmel is going to race to the other side. It is Tristan Wilson, the hoop and the harm. He will have the and one. Shot is erased. Excuse me, no, it is not. So yeah, it is the and one. Referees saying one shot. I thought he said no shot. The free throw is missed. We stay at a 6-0 lead. And the near breakaway is the pass across by Pittsburgh Central Catholic. It was tipped away by Ron Scott. The Vikings retained possession. And Our Lady of Mount Carmel, they're going to have a turnover as Tristan Wilson lost control. 6-0, the early lead for Our Lady of Mount Carmel. 2 minutes into this one, 6 to go in the first period of play. 6 minutes remaining in the sixth game of 8. Coming up, it is LaSalle and McDevitt. The finale on this showcase will be Cathedral Prep and Berks Catholic. In the end, we will have played 32 quarters of basketball. Interested to see the all-tournament team and the guys that are going to be a part of that, as there's a spin and a finish for Mario Tatum. And it's an 8-0 run to start things off for Our Lady of Mount Carmel. They have been really strong in this first period. Mount Carmel beat Cathedral Prep yesterday. Cathedral Prep was playing their fifth straight out-of-state opponent, as Pittsburgh Central Catholic looks to get on the board, but they will not on the missed floater. Mount Carmel. And there is three more. Mario Tatum sinks his shot. 11-0 is the start for Mount Carmel. This broadcast and this tournament are all sponsored by Mid-Penn Bank. For over 150 years, Mid-Penn Bank has been a proud community member. With locations throughout Pennsylvania and central New Jersey, the bank provides a wide variety of financial products and services. Its over 600 employees are dedicated to building relationships and making a difference in the communities where they live and work. Stop by a local financial center and find out how Mid-Penn Bank can help you. We're taking a look throughout this weekend at local scores. The Mid-Penn Commonwealth is facing off against Middletown. Middletown gets a 58-49 win. Excuse me, Altoona gets the 58-49 win over Middletown. Now that is surprising, as Altoona competes at the 6A level out in District 6 and the Mid-Penn Commonwealth Division, but they don't always have the best of luck. Middletown has become really strong in Class 4A. You know, they go toe to toe with McDevitt. For them to lose, that would have been a big win over a 6A opponent. It doesn't matter if you're playing an 0-20 6A team or a 20-0. That win is still going to be really big. I mean, obviously, it's more impactful if the 6A team is undefeated rather than defeated, or any stretch of that in between. But if you beat a team in a higher classification, Bradley Gompers with Pittsburgh Central Catholic's first two, but he was walking by my table and I looked at him and he looked at me and I was just like, I'm just curious about something. Because he was told by the refs something that came up on our broadcast late in the fourth quarter yesterday. He was on the free throw line and he was just befuddled. And I was like, what was the referee telling you that you couldn't do on those foul shots? He was on the middle section of the block on trying to get the offensive rebound, and he said that the referee told me that I couldn't use my elbow and try to secure a rebound. And it was an interesting note because he was just puzzled. Tristan Wilson is at the line shooting two. He will miss his first, keep us at an 11-2 start for Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Pittsburgh Central Catholic. I mean, you would have thought that this was a playoff game the way that they reacted last night. Their bench energy was phenomenal. Jim was really strong last night. Tristan Wilson sinks his second. We are at a 12-2 early advantage for Our Lady of Mount Carmel over Pittsburgh Central Catholic. But I mean, I think they proved a lot last night of what they could do. I mean, obviously, McDevitt is strong, but they have struggled thus far in the season a little bit. Uh, they're currently out of the District 3 playoff picture. Take a look at that District 3 power rankings. Class 4A, Berks Catholic still leads, even though they have the second loss on their resume now. Number 2 is Eastern York, who is 7-1 in the reigning champs. And the reigning runner-ups are in number 3. Big Spring was beat by Eastern York in the championship last year, and Big Spring is 6-1, sitting in third. Here's a race to the basket, and it looks like Alex Pettigore Jones will head to the line. Boiling Springs is 8-2 with a 4 seed. And down in ranking number 10, Pettigore Jones misses his first. Bishop McDevitt 3-4 now on the season, and they will have another chance today. Jason Grace had talked about how big of a win that would have been before we got rolling today. Obviously, a win over LaSalle would do them pretty well, pretty good as well. And Byron Wright is going to hit that first jumper for him. Excuse me, it's not Byron Wright, it is rather Simartine Hill. He has his first three. It's 15-2 early. Bishop McDevitt then faces the 4A 3 seed, Big Spring, back here at home. January the 3rd, that is. A couple big games left on the schedule. They will visit Trinity on the 22nd, host Boiling Springs on the 24th. Finish the year with James Buchanan on February 1st, and then try to get a win over James Buchanan 4 days later on February 5th on the road. And try to sneak their way into the District 4A playoffs right above them in 4A. In the 9 spot is Anvil Cleona, who is 6-3. And right now, a 4-4 Susquehanna Township team would be the 8 seed. 35 seconds to go in period number 1. The pull-up jumper is good for Gompers, and he has all 5. For Pittsburgh Central Catholic, a 2 and a 3. And they trail by 10, 15-5. Defense chance ringing out for Brian Also and this Pittsburgh Central Catholic bench. And the finish, count it at the rack for Gage Howard. I don't know if they're going to be passing out any awards tonight at the dinner for the best bench energy, but if they are, it certainly goes to Pittsburgh Central Catholic. They were really, really good last night. I mean, and that could be the difference. They could make much more of a difference than some might think. You know, what kind of energy is radiated? Pittsburgh Central Catholic trying to beat the Horde. They will not get a shot off, and it is 17-5 after 1 quarter of play. We're back in a moment with the second quarter coming up. Luke Brown Sports at the Catholic Christmas Showcase. Mount Carmel and Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Now Calvin Vento to Gompers. Turnaround, nothing. Two minutes to go, even 27-17. Our Lady of Mount Carmel in the lead. Foul on Calvin Vento. That's his first. Junior Mancho will go to the line shooting two. Two missed free throws for Junior Mancho. And Mancho loses control and he tries to haul that one in. He couldn't do it. Pass out to Vento for Betancourt Jones. Now they work it inside and a missed shot from Enzo Khalil. 1:21 to go in this first half. Now Mount Carmel ahead by 12 as Martine Hill puts two in. Bodies hitting the floor over right in front of the Mount Carmel bench. And Bradley Gompers will have a nice takeaway. Gompers is stripped away himself, Tristan Wilson. And he misses. Vento is fouled. And Vento will likely head to the line. Instead, it might be an inbound. Yeah, it's going to be an inbound. Gompers is going to take a seat. Betancourt Jones. 20 seconds left in the first half, and looks like a whistle. Yeah, 20.8, and the whistle is blown. Antoine Williams is called for the foul. The freshman, 6'3" point guard. I mean, the size that is on this team. Two guys at 6'11", one 7-footer. We haven't seen a Harmony Akoji at all. He is 7'4". I don't think he's here. I think I would notice that there was a 7'4" kid, but I'll keep my eyes peeled. So Pittsburgh Central Catholic is down 12 at the half, 29-17 as we take a break for halftime. We're back second half of basketball. This is the Catholic Christmas Showcase on Luke Brown Sports. The broadcast and the tournament itself is all sponsored by Mid-Penn Bank. For over 150 years, Mid-Penn Bank has been a proud community member with locations throughout Pennsylvania and central New Jersey. The bank provides a wide variety of financial products and services, Its over 600 employees are dedicated to building relationships and making a difference in the communities where they live and work. Stop by a local financial center and find out how Mid-Penn Bank can help you. Back second half is coming up after a 10-minute break here on Luke Brown Sports Catholic Christmas Showcase from Bishop McDevitt High School. And we are back with you for the second half of Mount Carmel facing Pittsburgh Central Catholic. It is 29-17, the lead for Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Baltimore, Maryland, they are taking a big lead, and they at least had a big lead. I mean, it's 12 points now, obviously still a four-possession game, but I mean, you never want to count out this Pittsburgh Central Catholic team could be down 20, and I'd say don't count them out. 25, I mean, 25 would be maybe a little bit of a stretch, but at least 20 points, and I would not say count these guys out. They are, and there's a travel from Tristan Wilson for Our Lady of Mount Carmel to go back to Pittsburgh Central Catholic. But these guys, they battled back last night in the highest order. Battled back. So, I believe they were down 16 points to Bishop McDevitt in the final quarter. Here's a takeaway for Our Lady of Mount Carmel, and racing to the basket scoring is Rod Scott. He has himself 4 points. 31-17 now, 14-point lead for Mount Carmel. 6:48 to go in the third period of play. This is the Catholic Christmas Showcase on Luke Brown Sports, sponsored by Mid-Penn Bank. Mid-Penn Bank, been a proud community member for over 150 years. The ball, looks like that was Ralph Rudison's. Quarter three, Central Catholic. Owen Campfields, his first points of the day. 11-point lead for Our Lady of Mount Carmel. And a block and a foul. First free throw no good for Tristan Wilson. Second is just going to roll off as well. Not much you can do about that. Tristan Wilson driving at the basket again. Couple Division I offers for Tristan Wilson, most notably Penn State offered him on April 4th. Remember, he's a Maryland guy, so there's not necessarily all that in-state bias to go there necessarily, but it is the best program that has offered him. As here is another takeaway. Looks like Rod Scott. They're going to push the ball up forward and a jump ball. Morehead State also issued him an offer. That was in the fall, September 28th, earlier this year. Last year, January 21st, received an offer from George Mason. Old Dominion and Georgetown are also on that list in the Tristan Wilson sweepstakes, if you will. First free throw for Wilson up and good. Second is also good, 2 for 2 in that attempt at the line. And a timeout is called at the 4:45 mark in period number 3. These broadcasts and this tournament is all sponsored by Penn Bank. For over 150 years, Penn Bank has been a proud community member. With locations throughout Pennsylvania and central New Jersey, the bank provides a wide variety of financial products and services. Its over 600 employees are dedicated to building relationships and making a difference in the communities where they live and work. Stop by a local financial center and find out how Penn Bank can help you. 4:45 and a timeout finishing up. 33-20. On Junior Man Show. First free throw up and good. Jaden Brown. That's his first. Zari Brown. We haven't seen much of him. And he's going to have a chance. Dishes off a pass underneath to Samartine Hill. Samartine Hill. And I don't think he pushed off. Yes, he did. It's an offensive foul on him. 33-22, 4:07 to go, third period. Pittsburgh Central Catholic and Our Lady of Mount Carmel. The 6 of 8 games throughout these 2 days at Bishop McDevitt High School, and that one is blocked by maybe the backboard by Wills Contoll. He tried to go from literally underneath the backboard, and a pass over the top was nearly taken away by the Vikings. Mount Carmel will reset the offense. At the free throw line, shooting 2 is Gage Howard. Sinks his first. Up next, it'll be LaSalle facing McDevitt. The finale at 3 o'clock. Slated for 3 o'clock is Cathedral Prep facing Berks Catholic. 2 free throws are good for Gage Howard at the 3:24 mark in period number 3. 50-50 fight for the rebounds. Zari Brown was going at it with Jaden Brown. They are not spelled the same way, so I can't say that it might be a cousin problem or something like that. Zari Brown's last name ends with an E. Open 3 for the Vikings, and it hits. Enzo Khalil hits a 3 with 3 minutes exactly remaining. A 10-point lead for Mount Carmel with 3 to go in the third here between the two. 3 minutes to go in the third period. 10-point lead for Our Lady of Mount Carmel. And this is, if there's any spot in a game where I think it's important to make a run, right now it's late third quarter. You want to tie things up going into the fourth or get things closer than they are if you're Pittsburgh Central Catholic. And I think they have really opened the door to be able to do that now. Down just 10. They're looking at a single-digit lead, and they have the offensive possession here. Enzo Khalil. And an open three won't go. Jaden Brown, took it. And he was open. He was right in front of their riveting bench as well. But he could not get it to go. Mount Carmel on the other side looks like they will head to the line. A delegate from their team will head to the line. 2 substitutions going in for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. There's Christian Williams and Bradley Gompers. Gage Howard. First at the line is no good. And that'll end his trip to the line. I think Alex Betancourt forgot he had to get across the court. He was kind of just surveying the court. That one is tipped. Enzo Khalil had his back foot out of bounds. It was almost tipped right to our booth. Volley pump pass works out for Mount Carmel. Gage Howard secures it. And now the offensive possession is set up for Our Lady of Mount Carmel. 1:43 in the third. Martine Brown was driving down the three, hits. Mazzari Brown. And he puts Mount Carmel ahead by 14. Remember, Pittsburgh Central Catholic was down 16 late in yesterday's game. Betancourt Jones over to Gompers. Gompers loses it, but he's fouled. He was fouled by Gage Howard. Mount Carmel has 4 subs coming in. That's actually going to be 5 subs. Yeah, 5 in, 5 out. They did that yesterday as well. The only team that's able to do that. Central Catholic's probably 5 deep too, but they don't go 5 in, 5 out. That's like next level, being able to have 5 guys that could go in. .8 to go, 39-25. Bradley Gompert is going to try to save this one. And so Khalil takes the seat on the bench. He's picked up his 3rd foul. 3 ball for Mount Carmel won't go. And the rebound chance for Ryan Howard is knocked out of bounds. 40.6 left in this 3rd quarter. Ralph Rudison's mid-range doesn't go. And Bradley Gompers gets the rebound, dishes it off to Xavier Thomas. Now the floater on the far side. Air balls. Tristan Wilson gonna race to the other side. 15 seconds to go in period number 3. Mount Carmel ahead by 14 points. They're just going to let this one dribble to the buzzer and try to beat that buzzer. They will not do it with a layup that misses at the end of the third period. And it is 39-25 after 3/4 of play in the 6th of 8 games here. We return for the final 8 coming up between Pittsburgh Central Catholic facing Mount Carmel. Bon Scott gets the opening possession, kicking for Mount Carmel, but then it's lost by Tristan Wilson. So Pittsburgh Central Catholic will take it 13 seconds into this 4th quarter. Xavier Thomas handoff to Ryan Howard. Bettingcourt Jones down low to Howard. Howard finishes at the rack. An over top pass works out for Ryan Howard. 39-27 with 7:20 to go in the 4th. Mount Carmel in the lead. A pass out to the far corner. Tristan Wilson's 3 doesn't go. And looks like it'll be a push on Gage Howard. That is his first foul. Xavier Thomas inbounds to Alex Bettingcourt Jones. Bettingcourt Jones. Timeout called by Pittsburgh Central Catholic. This is Pittsburgh Central Catholic and Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Broadcast sponsored by Mid-Penn Bank. For over 150 years, Mid-Penn Bank has been a proud community member with locations throughout Pennsylvania and central New Jersey. The bank provides a wide variety of financial products and services. Its over 600 employees are dedicated to building relationships and making a difference in the communities where they live and work. Stop by a local financial center and find out how Mid-Penn Bank can help you. 9-27 the lead for Our Lady of Mount Carmel. 7:06 to go. Timeout. We talked about this Pittsburgh Central Catholic football. We talked about this Pittsburgh Central Catholic football program and they can't get Enough. Pittsburgh Central Catholic guys. Gompers hits the three. Some aggressive coaching from Brian also as his team is back within single digits of the lead, 39-30. Three ball on the other end. Won't go. And another offensive possession for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. They will have Ryan Howard at the rim. He can't finish. Mount Carmel gets the rebound. Their pass goes right over to the Central Catholic bench. And on the other side is Tristan Wilson waiting for that pass. And he puts it in. Lead back within double digits, 41-30. Xavier Thomas, down low to Gompers. Back within 9. Ten points for Bradley Gompers. He plays hard and he plays a lot. He's hardly on the bench. Wilson guarded by Betancourt Jones. Now Ryan Howard has the one-on-one defense against Ralph Rudisons. Gage Howard. Rod Scott. Tristan Wilson passes down low, and the finish comes from Gage Howard. Timeout called, 4:44 in the fourth, 43-32. The lead for Mount Carmel. .444 to go. It's Pittsburgh Central Catholic down by 11. They were down late yesterday as well and climbed back for a big win. Here's a three to cut the lead to 8. Won't go. Offensive rebound attempt. It looks like this could be a foul on Mount Carmel. No, it's on Pittsburgh Central Catholic. According to the scoreboard, that one goes against Jaden Brown, who picks up his 4th foul. Tristan Wilson. Now Rod Scott. And one, perhaps. Gotta wait for confirmation that the basket counts, but that is a tremendous play. Yes, it will count. Mario Tatum with an and one. He has a chance to put the lead back within 14 points. It is currently 45-32. He does. 46-32 now with 3:41 remaining in period number 4. Coming up next, it'll be LaSalle versus Bishop McDevitt. And the finale is Cathedral Prep facing Berks Catholic. huge win for Pittsburgh Central Catholic yesterday. They beat McDevitt. Could have been an overtime game for a couple minutes there. He thought it was going to be. And the shot hits for Enzo Khalil. Led throughout the entirety of this game, I might add. Enzo Khalil. Enzo Khalil off the front iron. Believe it was 8-0 before Central Catholic got on the board. Could have been more. Christian Williams misses his first. Williams hits his second. 10-point game. The inbound will come from Ralph Rudisons. And a whistle blows. Looks like this is going to be a foul on Christian Williams, who just shot the free throws. Also, and a jump ball. Gonna go back to the Vikings. Also was shouting out some really aggressive directions for his guys on the inbound. And now Central Catholic will have an inbound of their own. Gompers trying to get open, and Gompers, they're going to have to go to Gompers. Yeah, they floated out all the way into the backcourt. Gompers ended up on the other side of the half-court line. He tries to dump it off Khalil. Khalil can't finish. Gompers gets the rebound and a foul. Behind the back pass and nearly a finish. And Central Catholic is called for a foul, and Brian is fired up about that one. Gage Howard will go to the line. He was already a little unhappy that Central Catholic lost possession. And that was kind of just the final straw, I feel like, for some of those Central Catholic fans who have traveled to be here. Both free throws are good. As Gage Howard puts this game a little bit back out of reach for Central Catholic. 1 minute 59 seconds to go and a 12-point lead for Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Back in action with the last 1 minute 55 seconds of this game. Short three for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. The second is good from Calvin Vento. The three-point shooter for this team. Mount Carmel races to the other side. It'll be Mount Carmel ball and seemingly an inbounds. Foul goes against Bradley Gompers. It's his second. Couldn't quite see what the damage was. Some deliberation. I think also is trying to call a timeout. Minute 30. Central Catholic trails by 9, and Gompers got the back end of Rudisons, who was trying to pass it. Rudisons shooting his first. Sinks his first. Rudisons 2 for 2 in that trip to the line. Mount Carmel on another takeaway, and I think it's safe to call this one out of reach. Mario Tatum puts 2 more in for Mount Carmel. They lead 52 to 39 with 1:06 left to go. Ron Scott dribbles out to the half court line, and he is taken down. Calvin Vento. We'll have LaSalle and McDevitt coming up. That is a scheduled 1:30 tip-off. So we'll be a little bit behind schedule. 1:18 here. First one is up and good, Rod Scott. And Scott again. .56 seconds even. Foul called on Tristan Wilson. It's his third. Vento lining up for a quarter three. It's just short. Martine Hill's pass goes out of bounds off of the finger of Alex Bittencourt Jones. Timeout called with 47.3 remaining. So LaSalle will get another chance to see them. Obviously, some Division I athletes on the floor for them, and we'll get another chance to look at our host, Bishop McDevitt, coming up next. It's all on Luke Brown Sports. Bishop McDevitt and LaSalle. Got a chance to see the freshman phenom, Demir Arp. He was warming up at halftime of this one as well. And him and Jaden Bird combined for a pretty solid mix. Looking forward to getting a chance to see them again, and a team that's hungry after last night's loss to Pittsburgh Central Catholic. That was a thriller. If you get a chance to go back and watch that or listen to that one, that is all available live on Luke Brown Sports for replay. Then we'll see Berks Catholic and Cathedral Prep in the nightcap. That isn't really a nightcap, though. It's more just the grand finale of this showcase It'll be the 8th of 8 games. That tips off for a scheduled start of 3 o'clock. 40 seconds to go. LaSalle lining up to get ready for their warm-ups coming up. 54-39, the lead for Our Lady of Mount Carmel. They are from Baltimore, Maryland. And timeout. This time it is called by Our Lady of Mount Carmel. So we're going to take a quick break. 28.6 to go. Fourth quarter, 15-point lead for Mount Carmel. .6 seconds to go and a 54-39 lead for Our Lady of Mount Carmel from Baltimore, Maryland. Pittsburgh Central Catholic will go 1-1 in this showcase, beating the hosts McDevitt last night and taking a loss here to a really talented Mount Carmel team. LaSalle faces the hosts McDevitt coming up next. Gage Howard going to collect this inbound, and he's fouled by Bradley Gompers. It'll stop the clock again at 27.5. Gompers picks up his third foul of the day. Howard, his first free throw goes off the back iron. He had fallen as soon as he got the inbounds. He was just kind of shoved, I guess, by Gompers. And Howard misses his second, 0 for 2 from the line in that attempt. Calvin Vento. Now Alex Betancourt Jones, his three goes off the mark. The rebound is put back in by Bradley Gompers. And now another foul. 54-41. .4. First free throw is no good. At the line is Samartine Hill. Hill also goes 0 for 2, so 0 for 4 in the last two efforts combined. Enzo Khalil to Gompers, he's stripped from behind, and that will do it. 54-41 is the final, and LaSalle faces the hosts McDevitt coming up shortly, right here on Luke Brown Sports. Keep it tuned in on the YouTube page for that one. It is all next. The final two games of this showcase coming up.